welcome to the news on Niger Delta Television. I am Ebi Messiah Alpa. Thanks for joining us. On the highlights, Ministry of Ijaw National Affairs celebrates 2025 International Mother Language Day. 27 lawmakers bar Fuba's entry into Rivers Assembly quarters to present budgets. Plus, Natasha Akpoti Uduagan reports suspension sexual harassment to international parliamentary units. Now the news in details. The State Ministry of Ijaw National Affairs has celebrated the 2025 edition of the annual International Mother Language Day with the theme, Make Language Count for Sustainable Development. The event, which took place at the Ijaw House, featured various performances from school children, showcasing the beauty of the Ijaw language and the need to preserve it for future generations. Correspondent Starprido Ikidi was there and now reports.
The beauty of the Ijaw language and culture was once again brought to light at the Ijaw House through traditional dance and other performances, as the Ministry of Ijaw National Affairs celebrated the annual International Mother Language Day with the theme, Make Languages Count for Sustainable Development. In his opening remarks, Commissioner for Ijaw National Affairs, Honorable Barrister Gospower Tam Soporomo, emphasized the importance of International Mother Language Day as proclaimed by UNESCO and the need to keep the Ijaw language alive.
Honored to welcome you all to this year's celebration with the theme, Making Language Count for Sustainable Development. Language plays a critical role in the daily lives of the people, not only as a tool for communication, education, social integration, and development, but as a repository for each person's unique identity, tradition, cultural history, and memory. Despite the immense values as regards indigenous language, we realize that indigenous language around the world continue to disappear at alarming rates. So it's our duty to make sure that even though UNESCO has said that we are fall among the 576 endangered ethnic nations, it's our duty to cultivate the habit of not allowing our ethnic language to vanish.
Dignitaries at the event lent their voices as they unanimously advocated for the preservance and sustainability of the Ijaw language in their goodwill messages.
The nexus between the mother tongue and sustainability is something you cannot question. And that is why the national policy on education has emphasized long ago that the mother tongue should be an instrument, should be a tool for educating our children.
Many a times, this problem of our children not speaking Ijaw starts with us as parents. Two Ijaw men, one from a library, the other one from a sample, and their children cannot speak Ijaw. It is a general problem. You don't see that among the other ethnic groups.
Language is a component of identity. I'm an Ijaw man, just like the people that identifies you. And so, if you are able to speak Ijaw, your father taught you Ijaw in Lagos, and you're unable to teach Ijaw to your daughter here in Yenagua, it's not sustainable. That is what it's saying. So it is a call on all of us, the collective thing.
Language is very important. Whether you are from Brass, you are from Nembe, whether you are from Izon, whether you are from Ikerema, anywhere you are from, Izon Valley, we should take it to the next level. That is my desire. And I believe as a state, if we work together, the Zombele will continue to live and it will live forever.
It has been estimated by UNESCO that 2 languages die every 2 weeks, 2 every month, and 26 every year. It is in a bid to bridge this gap that UNESCO proclaimed the International Day of Mother Language in 1999 to preserve and sustain languages. Bayelsa State has always followed up in the celebration of this day to sustain the Ijaw language, and the 2025 edition has been a success. From the Ijaw House, I am Tari Prido Ikidi reporting for NBTV News.
Lagos State Government has confirmed 14 diphtheria cases among pupils at King's College Annex, Victoria Island, Lagos, with 1 reported death. Lagos State Health Commissioner Professor Hakeem Abayomi confirmed the cases during a visit to the school yesterday. Several examinations were carried out in the dining hall, dormitories, classrooms, sick bays, sanitary areas, and waste disposal units to identify risk factors and strengthen preventive measures against the spread of the disease. The visit, which also focused on the assessing hygiene standards and dormitory arrangement, comes amid growing concerns that the outbreak had been ongoing for over 10 days before it was confirmed. He also said the affected pupils were receiving treatment, with 12 administered with antibiotics and diphtheria antiserum. Abayomi disclosed that the disease spread through airborne droplets, especially in crowded environments. He advised the pupils on the importance of maintaining personal and environmental hygiene and urged them to practice regular hand washing and report any diphtheria symptoms. Diphtheria, a bacterial infection which affects the respiratory system, spreads through coughing, sneezing, or direct contact with an infected person. In response to the outbreak, the Lagos State government has started a mass vaccination campaign targeting pupils and staff at the school. The state government also vowed to learn from this outbreak and implement policies that will improve hygiene standards, reduce overcrowding in schools, and enhance vaccination protocols. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday admonished politicians and other stakeholders in Rivers State to adhere to the rule of law to ensure lasting peace and prosperity in the state. Tinubu made this appeal to leaders from the region during a meeting with representatives and leaders of the Niger Delta under the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja. The special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, will reveal details of Tuesday's rallies. In a statement said, President Bola Tinubu urged Governor Siminalayi Fubara to uphold the rule of law in tackling the ongoing River State political crisis, saying as an executive governor, Fubara must be on the side of the law. According to the statement, the president reiterated that respect for the judiciary is crucial in upholding democracy and fostering harmony. The president advised the leaders to be more broad-minded, selfless, and focused on the larger vision of salvaging the region politically and economically by insisting that the judiciary's interpretation of the Constitution be respected. The PANDEF delegation included former governors, legislators, ministers, traditional leaders, religious figures, youth, and women. According to reports, the 27 lawmakers loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, barred Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara from accessing the State House of Assembly on Wednesday morning, preventing him from presenting the 2025 budgets. The reports further indicated that Governor Fubara arrived at the Assembly early on Wednesday morning for the presentation of the 2025 budget to properly constituted State Assembly in accordance with the Supreme Court's judgments. However, Assembly staff speaking anonymously claimed there was no formal communication regarding the governor's visits. In a similar development, the Supreme Court of Nigeria has dismissed an appeal filed by the Attorney General of Rivers State and the Speaker of the State House of Assembly against the leave granted the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) by the Court of Appeal to contest an order of perpetual injunction of Federal High Court, Port Harcourt, barring the Commission from investigating Dr. Peter Odili's tenure as governor of the state. The legal dispute took off in 2007 when Odili, who served as River State Governor from 1999 to 2007, obtained an order of perpetual injunction from the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt, barring the EFCC from investigating, arresting, or prosecuting him, as well as prohibiting the anti-graft agency from examining the finances of the River State government during his tenure. Also, the EFCC has contested the injunction since 2008. The order effectively shielded Odili from any scrutiny by the Commission for nearly 2 decades. In 2018, the Court of Appeal granted the EFCC's request for leave to appeal the Federal High Court's decision, which prompted the Attorney General of Rivers State and the Speaker of the State House of Assembly to file separate appeals at the Supreme Court, seeking to overturn the appellate court's decision. During the proceeding on Monday, Justice Okoro questioned the substance of the case, noting that the appeal was interlocutory in nature. He advised the parties to return to the Court of Appeal to have their substantive appeal heard before approaching the Supreme Court. Justice Okoro dismissed the appeal, stating that the appeal has been withdrawn without any objection. You're still watching the news on Niger Delta Television. Highlights of the news. Ministry of Ijaw National Affairs celebrates 2025 International Mother Language Day. 27 lawmakers bar Fogbara's entry into Rivers Assembly quarters to present budgets. Still to come in the news, Natasha Akwoti Uduagan reports suspension sexual harassment to international parliamentary units. Stay tuned, we'll be back shortly.
Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the Ernest Ikoli Media Complex, here in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State.
One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
Our cameras are poised to get in the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m. and our major bulletin at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
Senator Akwoti Uduagan addressed delegates at an IPU assembly held at the United Nations headquarters in New York on Tuesday, where she raised allegations of sexual harassment against the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Correspondent Esther Kola has details.
The president of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, IPU, Sulia Oxen, has told Kogi Central lawmaker Senator Natasha Akwoti Uduagan that it will hear from the Nigerian Senate and its president, Senator Godswill Akpabio, before addressing a case. Oxen's assurance came in response to Senator Natasha's appeal for intervention by the IPU and the United Nations over what she termed as an unjust suspension from the Nigerian Senate while speaking on what transpired between her and the National Senate which led to a suspension at the Women in Parliament session during the IPU meeting on Tuesday. Speaking in a video which has now gone viral, Oxen said the organization acknowledged a side of the story but cannot act until it hears from the other parties. It will be recalled that Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan was suspended for 6 months on the 6th of March 2025 by the Senate over alleged misconduct. Ukraine has announced its readiness to accept a 30-day ceasefire with Russia following a discussion with the U.S. officials in Saudi Arabia. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirmed he would present the offer to Russia, stating that the ball is in Russia's court now. Report says Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky emphasized the importance of U.S. persuasion in convincing Russia to agree to the positive proposal. The talks in Jeddah marked the first official meeting between the two nations since a significant clash between Zelensky and President Trump in the Oval Office on February 28. In the joint statement, the U.S. also announced the immediate resumption of intelligence sharing and security assistance to Ukraine, which had been suspended following the public dispute. Both delegations agreed to form negotiating teams to initiate discussions aimed at achieving a lasting peace. Rubio expressed optimism regarding Russia's potential acceptance of the ceasefire offer, indicating that if rejected, the reasons for stalled peace efforts would become evident. Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, is scheduled to travel to Russia in the coming days to further address the proposal. The international community awaits Russia's response to the ceasefire initiative, which could mark a significant step forward, resolving ongoing hostilities. At the White House, President Trump stated that he plans to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin regarding a ceasefire proposal, expressing optimism that an agreement could be reached soon. It takes two to tango, he remarked, indicating the need for cooperation. Trump mentioned a significant meeting with Russian officials scheduled for the following day and suggested he might invite Ukrainian President Zelensky back to Washington for further discussions. According to reports, the introduction of a 25% tariff on steel and aluminium imports by U.S. President Donald Trump poses a significant challenge to some of America's key trading partners. In response, the UK is actively seeking a trade agreement with the United States. On Wednesday, the European Union reached swiftly, announcing plans to impose counter tariffs on US goods valued in the billions of euros. Meanwhile, the UK has refrained from announcing any retaliatory tariffs as it aims for a broader economic agreement. Trump's intention behind the tariffs is to bolster domestic steel and aluminium production. However, critics argue that these tariffs will lead to higher prices for American consumers and hinder economic growth. U.S. markets experienced declines on Monday and Tuesday amidst growing concerns about a potential recession. The U.S. has imposed a 25% tariff on imported steel and aluminium, likely increasing costs for consumers. In retaliation, the EU announced tariffs on $26 billion worth of American goods set to take effect partially on April 1st and fully by April 13th. EU President Ursula von der Leyen expressed regret over the tariffs, stating they disrupt supply chains and create economic uncertainty. The EU's response is described as strong but proportionate, with a willingness to negotiate. In the UK, Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds called the tariffs disappointing, emphasizing a pragmatic approach and ongoing negotiation for a US trade deal. However, Conservative Shadow Business Secretary Andrew Griffiths criticized Labour for their lack of negotiation efforts with the US. The American Iron and Steel Institute, AISI, supports the tariffs, stating they will create jobs and enhance US steel manufacturing by closing loopholes that allowed foreign producers to evade tariffs. On Tuesday, President Donald Trump reversed his decision to double tariffs on Canada in response to a surcharge on electricity imposed by Ontario. Esther Kola reporting for NDTV News.
Now to our entertainment news. Netizens are expressing mixed feelings over the call of the House of Representatives on the Nigerian Communications commissioned NCC to direct Internet Service Providers (SPS) operating in Nigeria to take immediate steps to block all websites that host obscene and pornographic content. The call is sequence to the adoption of a motion by an APC lawmaker from Katsina State, Honorable Dalatu Tafoki, at plenary on Tuesday in Abuja. For details of these and other entertainment stories, let's join Pelumi Aluko.
The decision made by the Nigerian House of Representatives to impose a complete ban on pornography website by Nigerian Communication Commission has generated mixed reaction as Nigerians took to social media to voice their opinions. Some supported the decision while others criticized it as a misplaced priority, arguing that the government should focus on urgent issues like economic hardship, insecurity and unemployment. A user on X, formerly Twitter, @Tahila, voiced a concern asking what does that need to do with the economy, noting that the government should focus on more pressing issues battling with the country, such as economic hardship. Bodunde Asafi also expressed relief, writing why it took so long to bring such motion, stating that much damage has been done on our young folks, but better late than ever. Another user, Nanji, supported the motion as a positive step, advising the government to also address the potential risk on increased sexual violence that could arise from restricting access to pornography websites. Meanwhile, Mentus Ugu, a critic to the House's move, took a jab on the lawmakers, stating that the House of Representatives should direct its members with corruption-related cases to refund or be suspended indefinitely. The motion, sponsored by Honorable Dalhatu Tafuki, a member of Fasak, Kankara and Subawa Federal Constituency, argued that Nigeria, being a religious country, should not allow the spread of explicit content. Also, it gains strong support from lawmakers, with House Speaker Honorable Tajuddin Abbas warning internet providers who fail to comply with the ban on pornography websites to expect sanction. British monarch King Charles III revealed his admiration for Nigerian singer Davido, noting that the artist's music has sparked his love for Pidgin English. He also highlighted how Davido's unique sound and style had profound influence on him, leading to a new-founded appreciation for Pidgin English. In a surprising revelation, King Charles has shared his eagerness to speak Pidgin during his next visit to Nigeria. The monarch made the exciting remark during the debut episode of The King's Music Room, a new Apple Music show that aired on Monday. Alongside this cultural announcement, King Charles also shared his diverse musical preference, revealing that one of his top tracks is Davido's hit song Kante featuring Fave. In response to King Charles' revelation, Davido took to his Instagram story, reposting the video as he gave a shout out to the royal family. Victoria Goodwin, the wife of actor Aaron Goodwin, has been arrested for allegedly plotting his murder just 2 years after their wedding. According to reports, she was arrested on March 6th on charges of solicitation to commit murder and conspiracy to commit murder after she allegedly plotted to have her husband killed. In a jaw-dropping revelation, a devious plan that allegedly began back in October 2024 came to light after a correction officer uncovered a contraband phone with a Florida inmate containing a text from Victoria Goodwin asking if she was a bad person because she chose to end his existence rather than opting for divorce. Furthermore, police claimed that Victoria provided the whereabouts of her husband, who was filming Ghost Adventure at the time in California, to the inmate via text. Also, reports shows she was going to pay the alleged hitman a sum of $11,515,000 with an upfront payment of $2,500. Police revealed that Victoria admitted the couple had been experiencing marital problems, but claimed the alleged exchange with the inmate were simply the result of daydreaming or fantasizing about life without her husband. Aluko Pelumi reporting for NDTV Entertainment News.
To end the news, a recap of our major stories. The Ministry of Ijaw National Affairs has celebrated the 2025 edition of the annual International Mother Language Day with the theme, Make Language Count for Sustainable Development. We also brought you a report that the 27 Rivers lawmakers loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, barred River State Governor Similaye Fubara from accessing the State House of Assembly on Wednesday morning, preventing him from presenting the 2025 budget. And finally, Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan has taken a case to the Interparliamentary Union (IPU), seeking international intervention over suspension from the Senate. And that's it all on NDTV News tonight. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Ebimesia Apa. Good night. I don't know.